Good evening everyone, it's Paul Daniels here again with another What I Fix Daily, and looks like my phone's already rang because it knew I was about to do something. Alright, nothing dramatic there. Okay, so we have this rather old L300 system, and it was in for a different issue to what I'm experiencing now. Mainly it was suffering hard drive issues and various programs not working, so I upgraded it to a 240 gig solid state because that's certainly more reliable than the old 250 gigabyte spinning Rust drive it had in it before. The reason why we're not just changing this computer wholesale is because the person is comfortable with it and they'd rather not change if they can avoid it, that sort of thing. So yeah, that's their choice, and I'm happy to do the work for them. And I mean, yeah, these machines, while they're not the greatest in terms, especially not these days, they do keep plodding along. Now, the problem at hand, however, is that after I've done all my work, it decided to start randomly shutting down. So I either have a situation where I've knocked the cooling system perhaps off the CPU, or, and I can't be sure on this one yet, I have the beloved NEC token CPU capacitor issue. And if it is the CPU capacitor issue, that'll actually be a nice thing because I used to do them quite a lot. They're definitely not very relevant anymore these days, but it was certainly one of the first mainboard repair type jobs I was doing on a regular basis. Okay, I think that's most of those screws. Let's see. Need to get the small ones out of here. So if it is the NEC token cap failure, that'll be good. On the other hand, it could just be a cooling system issue, which wouldn't surprise me. Okay, I think we've got everything out of there. I forget these old ones have latches for their screens. Piece of random plastic. Okay. Spudger. Unfortunately, the spudgers I wanted did not arrive. I ended up getting a refund from the supplier. Come on. Come on. There we go. Got a good healthy dose of build-up of lint here. I really should have considered doing this as part of the original upgrade. But as always, you try to get away with the least amount you can until it's forced into your face, and then you go, alright, okay, fine, I'll do it. How are we looking? Still don't know if it's the NEC token. That's interesting. Makes me wonder whether someone else has been here before. That piece of plastic just sitting there. Piece of tape rather. Just flapping in the breeze. I must apologise to a few of you who commented and asked me as to why I haven't had any videos recently. It's just been a few issues I've had to sort out, which has been a bit of a shame because I did receive my broadband upgrade and I'll now have about 28.6, which is a distinct improvement. Right, this one has actually already had the NEC token changed on it. Yeah, wonder if there's some issues there. Oh, we've got another message. I might give that a bit of a clean up. It's a bit of a mess. It's not bad. I mean, it looks dirty, but it's not bad. Really don't enjoy working on these ones as much. They've got all the different cables everywhere, and so you always forget half the time how to properly route it back, and then you go back to look at your photos or other pictures. I hated these little modems. What a pain. What's this? I've got two cables? What's the second? Right, one of them's the LCD, the other one's VGA. Are we ready to come out? No? Why not? Because you've probably got memory or something holding you back. Or maybe you don't. Who knows? Come on. Oh. Looks like it was just latched in there. Okay, let's get this out of here. Get that cat hair off there. And let's have a look at this fan. If we're lucky, it's just cooking up a real storm. Let's have a look. Oh ho ho ho! Oh, gold mine! Check it out. You think that could have been causing some issues? Oh, that's a beauty, that one. You cook that sucker up, throw in a bit of piri piri sauce, and very tasty. Ooh, what have we got caught in here? We've got other random things that... wonder what that is. A fingernail? No. There's some creature that's living in there that doesn't want to be disturbed. That is most definitely a quality example of why laptop fans need to be cleaned out periodically. Fantastic. Let's have a look at that. Tasty stuff. I think I might bag that one and put it into my little pets collection. Interestingly, the radiator section itself is not at all upset. I think that solves our problem. I'd be very surprised if it doesn't. Certainly fits the bill. So normally when the NEC token cap would fail, it would tend to give you the behavior of fire up for a second or two and then drop out straight away. it would not last a couple of minutes in most cases. Not once it became obvious that it was failing. So that is a bit of a mess, so I'm going to clean that up just with some isopropylene and probably put a piece of Captain tape over it. Okie dokie. What are you screws from? Yeah, I'll find out soon enough. Someone has not been suitably supplying the alcohol around here. This is all I use. It's 99.99 or something like that % pure. I also keep a diluted version, so to speak, where I put about 10-20% of distilled water in with it, and I keep that in a different container. The reason being is that the little bit of extra water helps dislodge a lot of the dirts and things like that. Because alcohol itself, while it will dissolve a lot of things that we work on, it doesn't tend to work so well on mud or things like that. My goodness, this is going to be a little bit of scrubbing, and get some napkins, suck up the excess. I almost feel like I have to flood this and let it sit for a little bit. The soldering joints aren't the best on that. Looks like not enough heat was applied. I mean, it's filleted up nicely, but it could be better. Anyway, it works. We're just going to make it look a little prettier. Getting there. The main trick that was with these cap replacements is the ESR level had to be extremely low. You could put a low ESR 2200 microfarad or something electrolyte on here and it wouldn't work one bit, because just the resistance in the legs alone, there wasn't enough area spread out, would cause the CPU to not really work very well. A lot of people use tantalum caps to replace the token one, but this is my preferred method, where you use about 100 microfarad 1206 type ceramic caps. It's a good combination, it works well. It's stable, doesn't suffer your usual dreaded tantalum issues. Cheaper too. I think I've done enough of a service there. There wasn't really any essential reason to do that, other than the fact it just was a nice touch. Though the Captain tape really should have been there. I mean, okay, it obviously isn't touching with anything, but it's nice to be a little bit cautious, just in case one random day something odd happens. Okay. Well, nicely protected. Marvellous. Well, I think we pretty much have that one sorted out. I would like to get to the impeller on this. It does have some dust on there, but there's no way. It's plasti welded. That kind of sucks. Let's see if I can dislodge here a bit. I'll try to blast that out. Right, well, thank God for magnets. My screws nearly went flying off then. That vacuum cleaner was a little stronger than I expected. It was in blower mode, that's why it didn't suck. Okay, let's get this back together. The right way out. Yep. It's always such a pain trying to get all the cables up out of the way and also align the board properly. Oops. Marvellous. At least this one has the power connector on the top. A lot of the boards you end up with tend to have them on the underside, which makes them less than fun to get back into the assembly. The right thing to do would have been to test this before I go through all this process, but given the severity of that clump of lint, I'm gonna be willing to do this. I should point out it was failing even in the likes of MemTest. So when you start getting things failing in just MemTest, you know you've got some more considerable issues with hardware. Route that in. What am I missing? I feel like I'm missing something. No, you're good, you're good. No, I think that's alright. It's just me being paranoid. No harm in that. Okay, we should have 2 screws to put into here. And then I've got to remember where they were. There we go. One. Where's the other one? There it is. A lot of the boards have a little arrow marking where to put it. Let's just clean that hinge there a bit. Take the opportunity while it is apart. Okay. This is definitely not something you would normally waste your time on, but like I said, the person has asked for this. It is to their greater advantage for things to just be running again as they are. Some people really don't take well to having their workflows or their systems disrupted, and you got to appreciate that and you got to respect that. I mean, we all have our way of setting things up the way we like, programs that we like, whether we're Firefox or Chrome or Classic Shell, whatever. And I've noticed a lot of people, well, I shouldn't say a lot, I have noticed some people have a tendency of imposing their personal choice on the customer's equipment, which isn't really a nice thing to do. I mean, you can recommend, you can suggest, but do not go and just change their stuff on them and hand it back to them. You don't know what you're interrupting. Doesn't matter if you think it's better. That's not your call. Like I said, you can let them know and say, I think you probably prefer it if you use this. That's fine. Don't just throw it at them and then let the poor bastards drown. I even know where that's probably at some point. Maybe stop the power connector. This keyboard gives me the heebie-jeebies. Now I would put a new one of these in if I had one, but I don't. And when I say new, I mean like a donor stock or something like that. Because I doubt I'm going to be using, if I had a donor, I doubt I'd be using it any other time. As it is, I've already put 4 gigs of RAM in this one. Not much point putting more though, it's only a 32-bit Vista. Yeah, it's Vista. And it's not even Vista Service Pack 1. It's just Vista. So once this is all up and running, I will go through the process of updating it. Thankfully, at least, it doesn't change the user experience. Or at least not much. Not in the same way of saying, hey, I changed your Internet Explorer to Firefox. You didn't mind, did you? Like, hey, I changed your Windows over to Ubuntu. You're cool, is that right? Yeah, it's a little bit extreme, that one. And don't get me wrong, I like Ubuntu. I use it a lot. And I use it for all of my stuff. I used to be a Slackware person for many years, from about the early 1996. But after a while, I got rather sick of the whole having to compile stuff myself. And particularly with Slackware, it had a different directory structure to standard, so to speak. And that caused untold amount of teeth gnashing. Okay, drop a few more of these in. At least the hinges on these for the screen are good, because I actually use a metal bracket that bonds down quite a large area. It's a far better design than the captive nut on post design. I don't know whether the captive nut on post is a sick joke that someone made or what, but it's really not a good design. Because those posts flex, it causes fatigue cracks, and sure enough, after a while the captive nut comes loose, even though it's got that nice little knurling around it. And then before you know it, bang, one goes, and as soon as one goes, the rest go pretty quickly after, because they can't handle the stress increase. Yeah, maybe it's a intentional design. What have I got? Oh, I didn't. Okay, I forgot about the Wi-Fi being a physical switch on the front. And in the past I have actually broken that off. I fixed it, but it gave me a bit of a heart attack. It's like, oh my god, what have I done? What have I done? What have I done? What have I done? I have to buy a whole new motherboard, a whole new laptop. Then I realised I could actually solder and put a new one on there. I was happy again. think we're done. We're done. Okie dokie. Computer's back together, up and booting, running in Windows. Now I've got the fun of making it update to Service Pack 2. First we're going to do Service Pack 1. Oh well, it's been a long night. But that's okay. I've got my high-speed internet now. When I tried it before, it dropped dead. And then it kept dropping dead. And more dropping dead. And then I went into Linux, tried to test it there, and it dropped dead. So, yes. Figured it was something hardware. So what have we got? 3-4 minutes. We're doing almost 2 megabyte a second. At this point I'm going to leave it be. I think things are running much better now that we've removed that great big slab of lint out of the cooling system. And this will probably go through to, I'm guessing probably about 2 o'clock in the morning. It's currently 9 o'clock in the evening. And the person should be very happy with their machine after that. It'll live for another few years. So thank you very much for watching. Sorry it's been a while, and sorry I still haven't live streamed yet, but I need to go and get myself a webcam. I am looking at the Logitech 922 HD, I think it is. It lets me do 60 frames per second at 720p or 30 frames per second at 1080p. So I'll get one of those and I should be able to jump on live. Until then, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys next time.